following is a production of Watlington Shires and Pierce Productions.
Oh, there we go. It was on the wrong one. Okay, so there we are. So we had to do some work. Had to do some work on some things here, and I had it on the wrong place. Okay, now I know where we are, and I got to get it back here on the stream deck as well. Well, welcome here to the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, folks. I am your host, Larry Pierce, and with us is the counselor, Stephen Shires. And well, we had a long, good week of some good action here in the Piney Woods, and we got another long, good week of action coming up here in the Piney Woods as well.
Extended.
Man, I tell you what, we got a lot of things going on. We're going to be taking a little our first big road trip for me. Most of my stuff is kind of within 30 to 40 miles. You guys get to take some trips sometimes. But we're going to head over to Longview on Thursday, and I called over and see if I could talk to Coach Gandy and see if we can get a pregame interview with him, and hopefully we'll get that taken care of before then. We'll talk to the folks at Longview, and we're going to see if we can even get.
Is this at Lobo Stadium, or is it in Pine Tree, or?
I think it's at Lobo Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding there. So we're going to be there, and then hopefully we can hook into their cameras, getting more camera angles. But we got some really cool camera stuff that we're going to throw out there as well. So we're starting to work on some of our cool equipment now. We're getting a little bit better grasp of how some of the things are that how we have too. So been a lot of fun in the Center Rough Riders. Of course, we got Coach Rick Meek's show coming up here in just a bit. For those guys too, and a big week there for the Rough Riders. They got themselves a big win over there against Dangerfield, and they're rolling right along right now.
Yes, we are 4-0, and it was a physical domination. I can't wait to talk to Coach Meeks about it.
I bet, and then also, too, I got to keep checking in on those Lady Rough Riders from the volleyball squad.
Yeah.
They've been rock and rolling, and the tennis is going along right there too. So sure, we'll hear some about that, especially if Chris is around. We'll definitely hear some about
that. We'll definitely have a section of the Rick Meeks show where we talk about all the other sports that are going on in the district. So
yeah, and also now we're another week closer to the activity center. Have you been back by there in the last week or so? I haven't been back by there either. I haven't had the chance. So I don't know. I noticed there was a new store opening up in town. There's a shoe store over there by the Bells, and then they're starting to work on the new. Looks like it's going to be another car wash out there. They're starting to put some of the bays out there. So City of Center's getting some new stuff going on, aren't we? That's pretty good. Pretty good for the City of Center. I like that. So anyway, but we're rolling right along here. We got a lot of things to talk about. We had a couple of games that we did over the week, and so we're going to get those coming up here. But first, I want to thank some of those wonderful sponsors that help bring us to these shows, especially the good folks here at the pizzeria. I've already had my small pizza and my salad, and we got a large pepperoni pizza here for the coaches, and we're going to have some of those guys coming down here in just a bit. But Shire's here with me. We're going to talk about some of the things we did this last week and what we got coming up this week, and that's all right here on the Piney Woods Area Coach Show right here on NetSN.
Aurora Concepts Primary Care Center, and just behind it, Medical Specialist Center, is a team supervised by Dr. Jane Todd and led by Don Barnes. They're professionals. They provide good family care to everyone in the family. They're also your center for testing and vaccinations. When there's something wrong and you don't know what, call Aurora Concepts.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Center has the new and used vehicles that you're looking for. If your vehicle needs service, stop by WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com and get your service appointment, and also shop online. Then come on down and let the guys make a great deal for you. And our knowledgeable staff will not let you leave without knowing everything about your new or used vehicle. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram supports all the students of the Piney Woods.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with Best of Nacogdoches and Best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
So here we go back here at the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, moving right along. I thought what we'd do is start off because what we do is we have a Tuesday, in case you didn't know, we have a Tuesday night area volleyball game here in the Piney Woods area. We cover Shelbyville, Timpson, St. Augustine, and the Center Lady Rough Riders. And I know we haven't seen the Center Lady Rough Riders in a little bit, but they've been on the road here in September. We're going to catch them up. We got a couple of them coming up here.
Some big district games.
Yeah, big district games. So the district does start this week. So we'll start off a little bit from last week. We started with Coach Rupp and the Shelbyville Lady Dragons, who have been working really, really hard. They had Price Carlisle in town, the Lady Indians over there, and it was a 3-0 set win there for that match for the Lady Dragons. But what I liked about it was, it was a good competition. The Lady Dragons got out there, got themselves a lead. Kept working on every match or every set, and then I think it was took a time out there towards the end of the second set. It looked like they were going to win that there, and you can still hear Coach Rope just rubbing,
Right,
hey, come on, girls, come on, you got to keep this up, got to keep up the intensity. And of course, they went in there and got that third set as well. So very good job there. The Price Carlisle Lady Indians, they played very good too. But the Lady Dragons, I think Carsey Lavelle, she just had herself one heck of a matchup, as well as a couple of other young ladies in there too. I can think of as Harvey and also Taylor. And I know the libero right off the top of my tongue there, and I can remember that too. But I mean, the young ladies are playing very well, and I'll get to see them again tonight or tomorrow night, as we're going to be over there. And this is, like I said, it is the start of their districts, as it's going to be St. Augustine is in town against the Shelbyville Lady Dragons tomorrow night. So first time we get to see the St. Augustine Lady Wolves this season. We will be at their house here in a couple of weeks, as well as they'll be welcoming Groveton to town. But they're still working on a new activity, so they're over there in St. Augustine as well, and talking with Coach Barnes about those things there. And he said, well, we're moving right along there too. In St. Augustine, as you see, if you've been over there, you see on the back side of the school out there, they got all that open area. They've done cleared it all off. They're getting a new high school and a bunch of things there. So good job there by the community of St. Augustine. But yeah, talking about that volleyball, it's getting ready to get intense. We're down to about 6 or 7 weeks left in the season. It's all on the district side, Tuesdays and Fridays. And even though we're not going to have a game on the 4th, at least I'm not going to cover a game. I don't know if everybody's kind of taking the poultry weekend off, right? That's pretty much what everybody does. So that's what we're going to do as well. But I will have a couple of volleyball matches wrapped around there on Tuesdays in the area too. So come on, check out the girls and support the girls. And it's been really nice. I've been really pleased with how everybody's been really helping me out and learning how to do all the calls and making sure I know what I'm doing out there and to get me set up and all the places. So it's been really cool. And I know we're also going to be doing down to Timpson again too.
Right.
And
really good.
Coach Belrose. And I saw that I think Coach Belrose was from around this area from way back. And I saw that there's a Belrose running for city, or maybe it's the school board or something like that. I saw some signs out there and thought maybe that's why they may be related there. You never know. But yeah, the Timpson Lady Bears are going to be welcoming Garrison to town here next week. That's what we'll be as we move into the month of October. And then, like I said, we'll be at St. Augustine for Groveton, and Bullard at Center, Beckville at Timpson, and then Rusk at Center. And then after that, it's going to be playoff time right there. And we'll also be getting close to the end of the football season at that time as well. So tell you, it's been a lot of fun doing some of this volleyball, and I hope everybody's having fun watching it and being part of it. And hopefully we can continue that and do a lot more of that as we roll on. I know Chris said he wanted to come do some volleyball with us one day.
I'm going to try. I got a day job that
sometimes it's hard to get out of there. I know how that goes.
Right.
Man. I know how that goes. But the one thing is you're able to get out of there Thursday, and we're going to go all together. All of us together are going to go to Longview. I think we're going to have the full squad over there for that. So that's going to be. I
had a judge tell me, said, "I need you here Thursday afternoon." I said, "Can't do it, coach." But you want a whole court in Longview.
Right. We can hold court up there in the press box if we need to. It'll be all good. That's for sure.
Excited about it. Excited. It'll be our first time to cover Timpson this year.
First time to cover Timpson this year. And then we're going to have them again later in the year, I think, as we're going to be at their place when it's Garrison and Timpson. I think that's like the 1st of November.
The Battle of the Toy.
Yeah, that's it. And so I'm going to make sure I got that. I think I do have that. I'll talk to Coach Ganey about that a while. But yeah, Garrison and Timpson on Friday, the 1st of November. So we'll have one. Actually, it's that Halloween weekend as we go through it here. It's Garrison at Shelbyville on the 11th, Garrison at St. Augustine on the 18th, Cushing at Tenaha on the 25th, and then Halloween weekend, you got the 31st, which is Halloween, Thursday, Shelbyville at Joaquin, always a big battle.
On Halloween night?
Halloween night, and then Garrison at Timpson on Friday on the 1st of November. We'll wrap up the regular season. Hemp Hill at Shelbyville is what we plan on, so right there.
Oh, wow.
Good stuff. And like I said, the big district season's getting ready to get started on the football side of things, too. Yeah. So that's what's really exciting.
And Shelbyville has overperformed preseason expectations.
Yeah, I think so.
Coach knew what they were going to be, but we had Barnes was Dave Campbell Player of the Week and Ford Tough Player of the Week. I was told. So
Yeah,
congratulations to that young man.
Yeah, DJ Barnes had a great game there against uh, not Wascom. I mean the team they played, the game they had before there. But it was a good game for them. And he, like I said, the Ford player of the week too. Is that what the Ford one and the Dave Campbell?
He was Dave Campbell and Ford of the player. Tough. What is Ford Tough Player of the Week?
Tough Player of the Week, yeah, because I mean he had a lot of yards there, and then the unfortunate thing, they went over and they faced a very tough Mountain Enterprise squad, and it was kind of closer all the way. I was checking
all
it
the way down to the end,
all the way down to the end, and it looked like Mountain Enterprise came out on top of that one with a 1-point lead to continue their great season. So Shelbyville Dragons, though, they're coming in there. They've got a great squad, and they're going to be doing some really cool stuff.
Yep.
So
lots of awesome football teams in East Texas.
That's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about the two games that we covered. Now that we talked about some volleyball, we're going to come back and talk about the two games that we covered on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll talk about some of the games we're going to get into next week. And right now, as we're rolling on the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show, and I know that Shires and everything are going to get ready for the Rick Meek Show coming up here before too long. So stay with us, folks. We'll be right back here on NetSN.
Chef's Barbecue and Centers, open Tuesday through Friday, 10:30 to 5, and Saturdays, 10:30 to 2. Now, you can call in your order to Chef's Barbecue. You can come through the drive-thru or bring the family down for a nice family dining experience for barbecue so good.
No, we're not going to say that.
All right. Come on down to the center and enjoy some great barbecue at Chef's. How's that?
That's good, thank you.
Barbecue so good it make me want to slap your mama.
Boy, that's not on the script. I told you don't be saying that.
Shelby Savings Bank has a brand new look. They're proud of where they've been, where they came from starting in 1981, but now they're moving forward with locations all over East Texas to serve you. Will Lucas knows that he's standing on the backs of giants that had a vision for the financial future of Shelby County. And he and his staff are taking that future into new directions with things like mobile deposits. It's the same bank, new look. Shelby Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to see why Blake Furniture is the top furniture company in East Texas. Get the lowest prices and discover our easy in-store financing and low payment plans. Plus, get the fastest delivery in East Texas. Get your credit pre-approved online at blakefurniture.com today.
Sparky D's Bargain Store. Who are we? We're an online auction store on Facebook. Find our page on Facebook. There you'll find a post for our weekly auction. If you find an item you like, place your bid and you could be a big winner and save yourself lots of money. We're on Facebook only for our weekly auctions. We're located in Center, Texas. Check us out on Facebook. It's Sparky D's Bargain Store, where we will save you more.
And we're back here, Pineywood Area Coaches Show, and tell you what, man, we had a couple games this weekend. We knew they were going to be really good, and the Tenaha Tigers got their first win. We'll definitely talk about that one, but that West Sabine and St. Augustine game over there in St. Augustine was scheduled to first be in West Sabine, but they're still got about a couple weeks ready to go to get their field together there. But I'll tell you what a great game it was. It came down to 28-26, and it was the West Sabine, St. Augustine coming out of there with the victory. Both teams back and forth. And to tell you the truth, it was rock 'em, sock 'em both ways. And, I mean, both teams making big plays here, big plays there. Both quarterbacks playing very well, running the ball and passing the ball, running their offense there. But I think, they left some extra points out there, did the Sabine Tigers. Wow. I think that was a little bit of the difference here in that ball game. And other than that, it could have went either way. Like I said, man, it was like 5 drives apiece, and it was 2 touchdowns, 2 punts in the end half in the first half, and it was 4 punts and a touchdown there for Sabine. Then Sabine comes back out there, and they're just taking care of business. We get into the second half, in the 7 drives and 6 drives. There's a couple touchdowns here, a couple touchdowns there, just back and forth all the way through. Good running the ball and good hitting out there too, which you knew was going to happen between these two squads. And I know how good West Sabine is, and they're predicted to win their district there as they move down to D2. And what I liked about it was too is San Augustine. I got a little bit of love in my heart for San Augustine for doing those guys the last games for those guys the last few years. But to see them come out of there with a 2-2, and after the hard loss to Palestine Westwood, and then a good win over against Carlisle, and now come out here and get a very good win against a good West Sabine squad, and like I said, it could have went either way. I tell you what, that was a big morale booster for the
Absolutely.
San Augustine Wolves and Coach Barnes, and Coach Bragg and those guys. I tell you what, they played one heck of a game. Leighton Quick, their quarterback over there, and then also the young men had running the ball. They did really good. They had 4 or 5 guys running the ball. They had over 100 yards rushing. They had 100 yards passing the ball. Both teams had a little bit of trouble there with the penalties and everything. But I tell you, it was just a well played football game over there in San Augustine. Good crowds. And there was an injury over there that someone had to be carted off, and we're going to wish him well, and everything was good. I think it was just an elbow injury, which is you don't ever want to see any injury at all. But it wasn't anything that a head injury or a knee or something like that. So we wish him well. Tough guys over there.
We got 2 elbows.
You can just wrap it up and put some duct tape on and get on back out there. Sure. That's why, as he tells. But we did see some just some good hitting and some good solid football out there the other night. And what, it was a great game.
Yeah, we covered the West Sabine Tennehaw game, so we know that West Sabine was a solid, disciplined squad who, you could tell they had been running that system for some time. For San Agustin to go out and be able to slow that thing down, and win the football game, hats off to the Wolves.
Yeah, because I talked to Coach Barnes about it. I was like, Coach, this is going to be one in the trenches, and who can get to the edge faster? And there were sometimes when San Augustine was getting there faster to stop their offense, and then sometimes they were getting around out there too. So, the same thing on the other way. But I think, that some good passes and just some good running out there by the San Augustine Wolves, and just special teams play, and I don't know what it is this year, but it started off so far, and it's been the kickoff coverage teams have just been like, we're just going to go out there and just lay some wood. Just been seeing some solid hits on kickoff coverage teams, and I mean, I'm just like, woo, just check it out. I'm glad everybody's okay. I mean, I like some good solid hitting as long as it's good and legal, man. Don't do nothing that's you're not supposed to out there. I'll ask you that. Just go out and play some football and do it good and right, But yeah, I really enjoyed the game out there the other day, and it was last on Friday night. And myself and Joe, and I understand we had some. We were trying to get some clips to you guys of the game over there to play. That's another little feature that we're trying to get is just swap back and forth.
So if you're watching the center game and Larry is covering the Shelbyville Dragons, we're going to hopefully have some game breaks where you get to see some of the plays and vice versa. So if you're watching the Shelbyville game, and the center game is going on, we're going to try to get some clips over where. So you can see what's going on between the two games.
Yeah, and I think we just had just a little bit of a difference there in our replay thing. So once we get that figured out, but I think we did, because I think Joe and I worked on it this game against Tennehaw, and I went back and watched those replays, and they were long like they were supposed to be.
Excellent.
So hopefully that we'll get that all put together.
Friday night.
Controlling with that there too. So yeah, and so there we go. So congratulations, as I said, it's 2-2 on the year here for the San Augustine Wolves, and going through that region here. You got Garrison sitting at 3-1, and Garrison got themselves a real impressive win the other day over Lovelady too. That was a great win for the Bulldogs right there. The Hip Hill Hornets, they're getting rolled into district here. They're sitting at 0-4 right now, so they're going to be getting hungry. The Rams lost themselves a tough one the other night. They're 2-2. The Wolves are 2-2, 3-1 there for Shelbyville right now. Timpson Bears are 2-1. We're definitely going to talk about their game coming up. They got a tough one coming up here this week, but they did have the week off to get ready for it. That is for sure. But then we're going to move over here and let's talk a little bit about Saturday's game. It was homecoming at the pit down there in Tennehaw, and Linden Kildare was a team that came in, and they've been having some coaching issues over there, and I didn't really want to bring it up during the game. I just wanted to wish Coach Hogan and his guys luck. Come on out there and let's play some football. And they were a solid squad. You never saw them give up on anything. They were there for each other. They played a great game, and like I said, they've had some seriously terrible coaching stuff going on over there, and I feel bad for the kids. But those kids showed up and they played hard. They got beat, but they stayed out there every play. They played every down, and I was really proud to see those guys, because I know they were having a little bit of an issue going on with that internal stuff over there in Linden Kildare.
Good. I'm glad they came out and represented their school well.
Yeah, they definitely did that. They had nothing to be ashamed of, and they played a good team too, because it looked like the Tennehaw Tigers, Coach Birdsong, put a lot of it together the other night. You got to see a lot of good things from what you see from Tennehaw Tigers, especially Kenny out there throwing the ball around. And they had punt return for a touchdown. Their special teams, they had all three phases of the game just seemed to really be working for them the other night. They had a 99.5-yard fumble recovery in the end zone. Lyndon Kildare was driving down, looked like they were, really starting to get some momentum in there. And then all of a sudden, we thought that they got in there, and then all of a sudden, here comes the big man Stokes the other way, and right down, and they said it was a touchdown. So, it was really good there by the Tennehaw Tiger. Now, Coach Birdsong had to be very, very happy that his team got their first win of the year, and they're going to be moving in. They got a couple more good games coming up too, and but they've got some tough ones on the way as well. So, Tennehaw Tiger's going to be ready for a good ball game.
That's a
stuff
tough
coming on this year.
district.
Yeah, they are. They moved in that D2 over there, and they're gonna be in a tough squad there. But they got some good guys over there. They got an awesome offensive line. They just have a huge offensive line over there. Those guys are starting to. You can see that they're starting to gel together a little bit the way that they were playing the other night. So I was very proud to watch those guys play, and they had a good game over there the other evening.
All right.
Yeah. So like I said, they ran the ball. They were very disciplined out there. They didn't have too many on the penalties. There was nothing bad out there. It could have went all kinds of different ways. And Lyndon Kildare guys, they didn't really cause any stink or anything. And they still had a running back that ran for about 70 yards out there. And so they ran about 100 yards on there. So they were able to run the ball a little bit, move it here and there. But just good job there by the Tennehaw Tigers to get their first win of the season. So congratulations to them.
Yep.
Alrighty, so that's where we are with that. So we got some other games to talk about coming up here next week for next week's stuff that we got. But right now, like I said, we're going to be wrapping up this month. We're going to be in Longview, as I said, Wolf City at Timpson. Timpson will be the home team. I think Timpson has ended up with like 7 or 8 home games this year with this one too. The way that it's going in there. Corrigan Camden at Joaquin. That will be, I believe, that is their homecoming. That is on Friday. This will be on Friday evening, so we'll be up at the top up there and see if Joaquin. That's going to be a good one too. Corrigan Camden is a very good squad out there, and they're
historically a strong program.
Yeah, they're going to be up to Joaquin, and the Rams got to see if they can bounce back after that. Was it Sabine River they lost to? I believe it was this past week. So good job there, and I know that they'll bounce back there and too. So good start to the year for the Joaquin Rams. And yeah, hey, going in 2-2 after with a new coach and some new things going on, but they had a lot of guys coming back too. So they got to be very proud of where they are, getting ready for that district run as well. So the Joaquin doing very well. So we got Joaquin and them coming up, and then once we get into, like I said, in October. Schedule looks a little bit like this. We don't have a game on the 4th of October.
We may go find something.
We may go find something. I know that the Beckville's playing Big Sandy, and no disrespect out there, but I think that's a big win for Beckville. But maybe you never know.
You just never know where the Piney Woods.
You never know where we
guys are going to show up. You just never know.
Anything is possible.
Right.
We may go cover an SFA game.
Right, exactly.
And then on the 11th will be Garrison at Shelbyville. Garrison at
That's going to be a ball game.
That's going to be a real good one. And then Garrison at St. Augustine the following week. Cushing at Tennehaw should be very good. Those teams are going to be rocking there towards the end. And then, like I said, that Halloween weekend, you got Shelbyville at Joaquin on Thursday and Halloween night, Garrison and Timpson on the Friday after, and then we'll wrap up Hemphill at Shelbyville. That one may change there too. We'll see how that goes. But
big tricks or treats in Joaquin.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going down. I'll tell you what, it's going to be good stuff. So we've had a lot of fun with it. So right now we're going to take another break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk about some of those games and things that are coming up here next week as we're moving along right here on the Piney Woods Area Coaches Show. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back here on a Net Asset.
At Hope Community Medicine, they believe that more than medicine is needed when providing quality care for their patients. With locations throughout East Texas, the vision is to give hope to those who seek a better life by caring for their body, mind, and soul, and not about their ability to pay. Through the network of staff and locations, Hope seeks to be primary provider of medical, dental, and behavioral health. Because the difference that Hope makes is the difference between night and day. Hope Community Health. At Watson & Sons, their family serves your family. It begins with their facilities, their inviting and warm chapel, and their elegant lobby, and their unique product room where you can shop for the choices your tribute requires. They've been serving your family at Watson & Sons since Scott built it in 1998, but their family has been serving you for over a century.
Joaquin Tire in Joaquin, Texas. Family owned and operated with new and used tires, general mechanics, and road services. Jesse and his team is proud to serve the community with car, truck, and commercial and ag vehicle tires. They're located in Joaquin at the 84 and Highway 7 split. Call the shop today to make an appointment at 936-269-9516. That's 936-269-9516. Joaquin Tire is a proud sponsor of Game of the Week. Stop in and see them today for all of your new and used tire needs.
The rich tradition of Farmer State Bank. In 1904, a handful of investors put up $25,000. From that initial investment, imagine the generations of lives that have been touched by Farmer State Bank. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Alrighty, folks, we're back here as we're rolling along into get to the second half hour of the show here, and so we can see some games that we got coming up for you coming up this week. We're going to get back to some volleyball action. And it's going to be St. Augustine and Shelbyville is going to be coming up here on Tuesday, and that's going to be your first district game of the year for me at least to cover. I don't know if they had one on Friday. I think it was. I think this is the first one here. So Shelbyville is coached by Coach Sarah Rupp, and she's done a really good job with the Lady Dragons so far this year. Now, St. Augustine, I understand that Coach Barnes has moved into an administrative position, so she's not there for the volleyball coach this year. But so there's a new coach there. I talked to Coach Barnes, said she's doing really well, and the team is coming on. They got some young ladies there, but they are still a very good squad. So I'll look for them to have a very good game here. It's going to be a good one tomorrow night. We'll have that for you. It'll start about probably about 5:30 or 6 o'clock, somewhere right in there. We'll get with Coach and see for sure. I know that the game that we did against Carlisle started a little bit earlier than what we normally do, but we tried to start right around 6 or 6:10. Somewhere right around there. So that's probably where you're going to catch us here on NetSN as we get ready for that one coming up here tomorrow evening. And then, like I said, this is our first time to see St. Augustine and the Lady Wolves in the volleyball area. So we'll move into Timpson next week. Garrison and Timpson going on there. As we said, talked to Coach Belrose. And when we did that game back there, he said, just didn't have our best game there. And I said, I understand that. Hey, next one will be even better. So we'll see how that comes down. All right, so now let's move on in here and let's talk a little bit about the football games that are coming up here for us that we're going to be covering over the next couple of days. I had something to close out here, folks. Excuse me. There we go. For the football games that are coming up here in this next week, we're going to travel on over to Longview, and it's going to be in Longview Stadium, and it will be at about 7 o'clock, I do believe, is going to be the kickoff time there. So Wolf City at Timpson, and Wolf City coming in here, and I tell you what, guys, these Wolf City is a very good squad again this year. They've been rolling over everybody.
Are they undefeated?
They're undefeated. They're 2-0 as far as I can tell. I don't know if they didn't have the score for another week in there, so they may be 3-0, but they've been rolling over everybody. They've got a quarterback that has just done a phenomenal job for them. Last year, he is back. He threw for over 2,000 yards last year, had 20 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. They got a running back that only played 5 games last year, and he still had well over 1,000 yards. And he is back, and he is storming through. So the Timpson Bears are going to have their hands full, especially after that loss there to Palestine Westwood. But that was a tough one to them.
Timpson's probably going to be aggravated.
Yeah,
because somebody forgot to tell Westwood that they're the defending champs.
Exactly.
And but my understanding, and Westwood has a history. It used to be in the same kind of size as Center, and it's kind of Palestine kind of lost, and the main Palestine school came down to Center size, and Westwood has gone down to the smaller stuff. So it's a traditionally bigger school. So it's probably still going to be one of the higher populated schools. Right. And they've had, we were listening to one of the scoreboard shows on our drive back in, and Palestine had a whole bunch of success over the last decade or so, but apparently they got whoever they got in there got this thing turned around and they're rolling. So,
Well, yeah, they are so far.
yeah.
Their
So
defense
Timpson,
is
yeah,
not giving up any points. I
Timpson
mean,
suffered something they hadn't suffered in a while. That was a
yeah,
loss.
yeah, that was
So,
something they hadn't seen. Was that 16 or 17 game
yeah,
stretch that they had won there?
yeah. So they're going
Coming
to
up.
be ready. They're going to be ready to
Yeah,
dish out some.
and plus too, having a week off to get ready
Yeah,
for this game too, and then for some reason I don't know why it's in Longview, but I mean I guess maybe Wolf City and them trying maybe a neutral position in between them. I'm not for sure.
Wolf City may not have a. I mean, I don't know. They may
Well,
expect enough of a crowd
right.
to need a bigger
Need a bigger
place. I mean, I'm
facility
not
there.
sure.
There we go. Because yeah, I think it's going to be a rock and solid game there between two good offenses, but
Hmm.
then two defenses that are very good too. Because both these teams are really not
Right.
allowing too many points here on the year, but both offenses are really putting out some points. Really, Timpson didn't have a whole lot of offensive point output there against Palestine, but they still could put up the points. We've seen them do it already. We know. And Wolf City looks like they're the same way. So it could be come down. Is it going to be a good offensive explosion and be that mid-range score with the score like San Augustine and West Sabine was,
It'll be a
or is it going to be just a big blowout, or is it going to be three
right.
to nothing?
Could be a shootout. Could be like when LSU played Alabama. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
10-7.
Yeah,
Or
10-7 or 3-9, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's true because I mean, it could go all kinds of different ways, but I think it's going to be a little bit more explosive than that, and I think both these offenses are going to be able to try to find something here to get over the defense, but it's going to be a good one no matter what. The Wolves and the Bears kicking it off there, and 7 o'clock. We'll probably be going on about 6:30 there from Longview, getting ready for that one.
yeah, yep.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So don't miss that one. If you can't make it over there, I know it's on a Thursday night. If you can't make it over there, then come on over here to
Tune in.
NetSN. Tune in. We'll have it for you right here. It's free to watch. Just go to NetSN on YouTube. You can watch all our stuff there. And while you're there too, you can also check out our past broadcasts. You can check out center broadcasts. We may be in Rusk with those guys over there, closer to Tyler. With Brett and those guys, they may be Brook Hill, Tyler. You never know. And then Tatum, they've been rock and rolling
Yeah,
there
we
to
have.
start out too. And we've got a couple
Tatum's
Tatum
got that
games.
coaching bunch that was at Wascom,
Ah,
and so it's not a surprise.
right.
It's just not a surprise.
Not a surprise at all.
That they're getting the thing turned around on Tatum.
Well, and I know just talking a little bit closer to us too. We don't get to cover them too much over there, but Mount Enterprise with some old center guys over there. Coach Ponder, I believe, is from the center area, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I thought so. I thought y'all had said that. So and Mount Enterprise is doing really good too. Because like I said, they got that win over Shelbyville. And I mean that had to be one heck of a game over there to go all the way down there. And then I saw it's sort of like what we saw the first week or so, with the scores were all over the place. I saw later on that Shelbyville and Shelbyville was winning and then losing there at the end. So I don't know for sure how it all came, but then it came down and we found out it was a 1 point win there for Mount Enterprise. So a good game by them. All right, so coming up then on Friday nights, we're going to head on over to Joaquin, and I do believe that the Rams are ready for their homecoming. Corrigan Camden, the Bulldogs coming to town. So there'll be the Bulldogs and the Joaquin Rams there for homecoming there Friday nights, the 27th. So that should be a good one too. I know the Rams are going to be hungry again. Like I said, they lost this game this last week. They're 2-2 here in this district, getting ready to come in. So the Rams going to be ready to go. Coach Jones got those guys rolling. And what I like about Coach Jones is he's a walking guy. He's been there, and he knows the dads, he knows the coaches and stuff, and that's how you build that tradition up right there. And I think that you guys can agree with that right there. That's how you build a winning tradition: is you start them well and you keep that family all together there.
Yep,
got to be the way to do it. So there we go. But that's what we'll be. So I think that once we get into that, and then like I said, we'll have the poultry festival going on downtown. And then we're really going to get into the meat of the district of the season here in the Piney Woods, and it's just going to be crazy. I really do think that it could go all kinds of different ways here with this district. I mean, Shelbyville, Garrison, and I think Coach Barnes maybe Coach Barnes, maybe somebody else that said, don't have that 1A, 1B now. You have, pretty much everybody could go up in there. So
right, everybody has to bring their A game every night, or you'll get beat.
You'll get beat. So there we go. That is the truth. That's the truth. And then, I saw that I was wearing my basketball shirt. I reached in there, and do I love basketball? Just a little bit. Because I know that we're going to be over there, and I'm looking forward to it. I've already talked to a couple of people. We're going to be over there for the hoops tournament, and I'm so looking forward to that. I know it's a ways off, but still.
I delayed my trip to Hawaii to make sure I could cover it.
Yeah, I
so.
appreciate that. Well, the way I look at it is right now I think we're going to be able to cover almost every game on the second and third day, and we'll do our best to do as many of them we can on that first day. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get them all done on the second and third day for sure. And even if I have to go there by myself and just do as many as I can until you guys can come over on that first day.
Yeah. What is the first day?
It's the 27th, 28th, 29th,
Yeah.
something like
I'm
that.
gonna. I'm good. I'm
You
gonna be
good,
there.
good? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that'll work. Yeah, we'll get them done.
We'll
See
get
if
them.
we can-
We'll
We'll
get
get
them
set
done.
up 2 or 3 systems, and we'll knock it all the way out. That's the way we'll do it. That is for sure. So yeah, look at the basketball. And this year too, because normally before, like last year, we didn't really start some basketball stuff until we got into January, really. So but this year we're actually going to try to catch up some of the games on the tournaments in the December
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and do some things like that too. So we'll have some of those games because I know sometimes it's hard for parents to get out there for those tournament games, and those tournament games they may not seem like a whole lot to some people, but the kids are big.
Oh no, I
And,
think
and
they're
great,
huge.
great to have.
I think those tournaments are huge.
Yeah, they're
because
great
you
for
get
the
to
whole program.
play. You get to play all kinds of different competition, and it gets
Different
you ready
styles,
for the it
different
gets you ready for the
looks.
playoffs.
Exactly, it gets you all into that, and it gets you ready for the district running there coming into. So it's going to be good. And by then, you guys are going to have your the new place there, the activity center. I'm going to look forward to doing a game with you guys out there for that
Yeah.
too. And I really think that Coach Smith is going to have a good run with those girls again this year. I know we're talking basketball,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Yeah.
But okay. So, but I thought what we do here too is I know we got to watch the number one team in the land took care of business again this weekend.
Yes, they did.
So and then my Aggies they were able to pull one out there too.
And then, but Sunday just wasn't good for either one of us.
Sunday was not good. I thought, man, I remember you going like this last week, and it was my turn to do this myself, and I don't know what it was. I mean, I feel bad for my dogs because I was yelling at the
It just
TV,
happens.
Come
I mean,
on, man! Yeah,
it just
yeah.
happen every now and then. That's
Yeah.
just going to happen. You're going
Just
to go
one
in
of
and
those
lay an egg.
games. Yeah, just one of those games, and it was. The Texans just, they had their moments in there. They played pretty well, but just nothing on after that. So
Well, you know what it is? Brian Flores can coach defense.
Yeah.
He can coach defense, and he had, in my opinion, he had the Texans off balance. I mean, I mean, and not having Mixon. Mixon is
Mixon
a
is a big
terrific
deal.
running back.
Yeah.
I can speak from experience because I hated him. Absolutely hated him when he was in college because he played for the Crimson and Cream up there.
Yep.
I know you don't like you love those guys, Steve. But when he played really well for Cincinnati for all those years,
Yep,
and he came in and he's just a great back.
Yeah. And the way I look at it too is Flores did a good job. Like you said, I was going to mention that because I think he picked up some of the things that the Bears did the week before because the Bears played a good game against us, and we were just able to come out there, but. They did really, really well, and I had to. My hats off to them. They played good, but I just hated it. But it is what it is. But a good weekend of college football there for the guys too.
Of course, when the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, go draft some interior defensive lineman, huh?
Please.
Huh?
Was it Micah Parsons that was the one that was really just upset? I mean, him and I even heard
when they
CeeDee Lamb's like, give me the ball, man. Yeah, so
that's not that side of the football necessarily. It's when they reestablish the line of scrimmage 3 yards every time, every play against you, because your defensive line is not very good.
Not doing the job. Yeah, you got these two great ends there, but they need somebody in the middle.
Well, we were talking about that with somebody. It's like got these great ends, but you got to get them in a third down.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, we have 2 weeks in a row where the teams didn't have any third downs,
and they kept putting a 3-man front out there.
Yeah,
I didn't get that either.
It's to be a Cowboy fan right now is frustrating.
It's pretty hard
because you know that we'll probably make some adjustments and get some stuff right. We play in a weak division, so we'll probably be in contention and maybe win the division just in time to get to play the Detroit Lions or the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs.
Whenever they're starting to peak a little bit there.
Right. And guess what? Guess what, Jerry? They're going to run the football.
Yeah. And they're going to run right up the middle.
Yeah. Like the Rough Riders did. We're going to Coach Rick Meek show coming up next. That's what the Riders did. We ran them the A-gap. The A-gaps all night long.
There you go.
They finally, it been midway through the fourth quarter, they started pinching. And I was like, Coach Meeks, they finally figured it out. Let's go to the next plan.
Right. Plan B.
But when you go into plan B, with halfway through the fourth quarter, you're in good shape.
Yeah, you should be okay. That's true. Oh man, but yeah, it has been a lot of good fun here for the football season and everything going on too, and the baseball season, and unfortunately the Rangers, they're my second favorite team, but they got eliminated the other day. But the Astros are still rolling right along, so the Astros are still playing very, very well. So liking that. So we got some postseason coming up there with that. So just a lot of great things that are happening in the area, and so we're getting to cover a lot of good stuff, and we're going to continue to do so. And are we going to try to do the Doodah Parade?
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, we
That's
we
coming up.
tried to do that last year.
We did it.
We did one last year. So
Yeah.
we're going to try to do that again. So we may catch the dude parade right here on NetSN as well. So we looking forward to that. Let's see. Oh, I do want to say though, the one good thing that I think we can both be very happy about the college football weekend is OU lost
Yeah.
to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I was happy, so happy. And then this was crazy too because I'm X and Twitter and all that or whatever. But these OU fans don't know how well these SC fans travel.
Yeah.
They were like, where's all these Tennessee fans coming from? This is SC, welcome to SC football, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to travel. They're going to bring
Look,
people. Oh, Norman Stadium is going to be full of not just OU fans. So,
but here's the other thing. We like the Longhorns play Mississippi State. We better show up and play.
Yeah.
Because in the SEC,
it's on
every week, even the team that finishes in the dead last in the standings is a quality, solid football team.
Right.
And you better come. You better bring your A game. Otherwise, somebody will beat you.
Yeah. And the one big crazy one this weekend, Texas Coast Mac
Brown.
Mac Brown lost to a James Madison.
Yeah. Newly
70-50.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, that caused lots of consternation amongst various places.
Yes,
we love Mac Brown. Always loved Mac Brown. It was just a terrible thing.
Yeah, it was like the week 3 craziness because there was all kind of craziness everywhere.
And then Michigan comes back and ends up.
Yeah, I mean, where'd that come from?
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't get it.
Beating SC. I mean, that's.
And then also my fantasy teams and like nobody did. I mean, it was just one of those anomaly weekends. It was just like I just threw my hands in there.
6-0-2 teams won in the NFL yesterday. I saw a stat on that.
See, that's well. See, and that's what it took because a lot of people, get these fantasy teams where they talk about the NFL, and then I tell them, I say, you can't really do anything with the NFL until like the 4th or 5th week, and they're like, well, what are you talking about? Well, the NFL does. Those guys are not the starters. They don't play any preseason, so it takes them 3, 4, or 5 weeks to get into the rhythm of stuff. So don't ask me to trade some guy
right, yes.
3 weeks in when he ain't even done anything yet. So it takes a little while. So even if you're not into fantasy, you just got to get with your teams, and it's going to take a little bit, and they're going to start to separate here next. But too, that non-PI call last night was I don't know, that's starting to be a little too much right there because the week before it was anyway.
I understand that had a major financial impact on America.
Atlanta coach, they were asking him, and he says, what do you think of the review? He says, I like my money.
Yeah.
I like my money. That's all he said. Good job out here, Coach. All right, so there we go. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it here. We're just kind of touching on everything that we've done, and we got everything coming up here this week. We're going to help Mr. Shires get things set up for the Rick Meek Show. It'll be here at 7:30, so we'll switch the streams and catch the Rick Meek Show coming up here in just a little bit. We'll have some good games and everything coming. We will be back here next Monday, and we'll have some coaches here to hopefully come down with us. And so we got a lot of games to cover this week. So tomorrow night in Shelbyville for volleyball, in Longview on Thursday for Timpson and Wolf City, Friday in Waukegan for Corrigan and Waukegan, and then we're going to have some volleyball on Tuesday, but then we'll take the 4th off for the Poultry Festival, but we'll have the Dude Parade.
Exactly.
Sounds like
so Thursday night, folks, tune in 6:30 p.m. pregame show to see the defending state champions.
First time on Edison this year.
Yes, against a very solid opponent, as both teams are probably gearing up, getting ready for district. It's going to be a huge game.
Right.
It's going to be an exciting game, and just look forward to doing it.
Exactly. And I highly recommend it to you folks. If you didn't see that game on Friday night between West Sabine and St. Augustine, I know you may know the outcome of the score, but you want to see a good football game, go back and watch it. It was a great game. Both teams. Right. It was a great game. All right, so that's going to do it here for me, folks. For Mr. Shires, thanks for being here with us. Help me out, man. I really appreciate that. We're going to get you ready for the Rick Meeks Show. Maybe I'll hang out with you guys a little bit there and see Coach Meeks. I'm going to hook up a couple things and do some other things as well while y'all are doing your show. But we're going to be ready to go tomorrow night. Join me in Shelbyville for some volleyball right here on NetSN. Hope everyone has an awesome, blessed, wonderful night. We're out of here, folks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
The proceeding was a presentation of Watlington, Shires, and Pierce Productions. We hope you have an awesome and blessed night. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.